Did anyone notice something about the clapping that they're doing?
On the sum, for sure.
On the sum, yeah, but there's more.
They approach the sum, right? One, two, three. They come to the sum with the.
They're not clapping on the khali.
Ah,
Oh
okay.
yeah, that's
They're
right.
clapping the tali that we are taught as teen tal. Tali. So they're going one, two, silence, four, three, one. That's why it's called teen tal, right? Because there are three talis. Teen tal is playing on the tabla, which is a grossly anachronistic thing, which is weird because this is Amir Khusro. There is no tabla, let alone teen tal, at this time. So it's a great example of the fact that you must take stuff that has come to us from ancient times with a big fat, sack of salt or just a grain. So certainly the words are ancient. Certainly you're hearing something very old, but it's teen tal. There was no teen tal at the time. The other, so what you're seeing on your screen here in the circle, you'll see the circle of tal. So you'll be able to follow along the tal as you go along. On the right, you have the notes. So for those who are not very familiar with identifying sargam, you'll be able to see what the singer is doing. This is Raag Gaud Sarang. And you'll see captions captioning what ang from the Ashtangas is being used at that moment. Yeah. This figure, Haider Baksh, is another important figure. He was the Ustad of Abdul Wahid Khan and he was the uncle of Abdul Karim Khan. He was also the teacher of Rajab Ali, of Devas, Rajab Ali Khan, who Amir Khan Sahib, as we will see, took a lot of inspiration from, who Kumarji took a lot from. And the famous Abdul Karim Thumri that probably everyone's heard. Piya bin nahi aavat chain. Ye jo hai. This was composed by Haider Baksh. The term Haider appears in the Antara also. Her recitation is in the style of female Kalavants. Her melancholic voice is so melodious that it enraptures the hearts of the people. She usually recites the Khayals of Niyamat Khan, which are dedicated to His Majesty and provides entertainment and pleasure to her favorites. Her constant practice has made her so thorough that she can sing like a nightingale all night long and still retain the freshness of voice. Kamalbai is well versed with the mannerisms of the mehfils. Her dignified demeanor and ribaldry have endeared her to the people who find her company enchanting. So this is an actual courtesan who is one of these people, the students of Niyamat Khan. I don't know if she was a student in Lucknow and then was sent here, but nonetheless, he continued clearly to train courtesans in Delhi also. And then the Sangeet Ratnakar is an important sort of milestone because here now you have a description of many rags. I think it is something like 264 rags. Yeah. But again, I remember while doing my PhD, I read, what was his name? Richard King, if I'm not mistaken, who wrote an overview of Indian philosophy, like the six darshans of Indian philosophy and all of that stuff. So he says something very interesting. He says Indian writing, Indian philosophical, he's talking in the context of philosophy, of course. He says Indian writing is ahistorical. And he doesn't mean that as a, as a negative, just as a characteristic. And what he means by that is very sort of represented in the Sangeet Ratnakar because the problem scholars have with these texts is that you never know if the music they're describing is music that is being practiced at that time or ancient music for them. Right? So when Sharangdev writes about rags and compositions and tals and this and that in the Ratnakar, it's very difficult to be sure if he's writing about music that is being played and sung around him or not. That's why then our interpretations of what that music is become even more problematic.